Welcome to Wildwood. The house was built in the 1930s, and so the garden has been developed and planted to reflect its character. It's surrounded by a very high holly hedge and specimen trees and plants and flowers which will give colour all season long. When we arrived in 2005, this rose bed only contained 2 hybrid teas, but it's been planted up now with new and old roses to give both scent and to prolong the season. This is Fantainator, followed by Ballerina, and this new rose, the Pearl, which has a beautiful light fruity scent and makes a fantastic cut flower. Here we have one of the original roses. I think it's Wendy Cousins. Still looking quite glorious. Everyone wants to know what this fabulous cream rose is, and it's Champagne Moments. It's obviously very popular with the bees. The last rose on the border is Lichfield Angel, and believe it or not, this was still blooming at Christmas last year. Now we have the long border. The mallows and the buddleia aren't yet out. But in the spring, it's a sea of blossom with apples and crab apples. This Catalpa purpurea provides welcome shade on the long border which faces due south. And until then we had a lot of problems actually planting this border. We have a lot of slugs in the garden, so our tender plants tend to be grown in pots and planted out when they're more mature. This rose is Tessa the d'Urbervilles. Now, the cannas are usually a feature of our August garden, but because it's been so hot, they're well ahead of themselves. Here we have the Ramblers, Viking Bough, and the beautiful Felicite Perpetuae, forming a cascade of white pom-pom flowers. The 2 unanimous lollipops form an entrance into the potager. And people are usually surprised by this transition of the garden. This archway is clothed with Lady Hellingdon, and you can smell the beautiful apricot flowers and the scent of jasmine as you pass through the archway. And here we have Golden Beauty, which lives up to its name. This is the comfrey that we use to make our own liquid fertiliser, and we also make our own compost for our vegetables. So we grow a mix of beans and peas, things that we like to eat basically. This is the view towards the potting shed and the final part of the garden. And here we're growing Rosa glauca, and over the summer house itself, the white flowers of climbing iceberg. And this is a beautiful spot to sit at the end of the day. And my favourite rose now, Crazy for You. Sometimes we'll pick up herbs on our way back along the garden. Admire Albertine and his cutting of Rumbling Rector. And here we have Hot Chocolate, which picks up the red leaves of the Photinia, Acer, Bloodgood, and also the forest pansy. One of the things we are really pleased we introduced is the wildlife pond. This is full of frogs, newts, and at this time of year is being visited by the damselflies and dragonflies. And the birds will come in the evening to bathe and to drink. And here we have the loggia, which is swathed with Viticella, clematis, a purple one, and passion flower. And if you're lucky, you might see the blackbirds returning to their nest over the kitchen window. In the front garden we have Rhapsody in Blue, and this magnificent specimen Magnolia grandiflora Exmouth, which welcomes our visitors in June. Thank you for watching, and I hope